Hello viewers, today we are going to do HTML programming, that is the introduction of HTML programming. So I am going to start and tell you about the fundamental or the beginning of HTML programming. So HTML, as the full form says, the hypertext markup language. It is a standard markup language to create web page. Markup language is a language that illustrates text the computer can manipulate and display. So example is the paragraph element, like you can see here. So this is one of the example with the angle brackets, and the P stands for paragraph element. So whatever you write inside this particular tag, it will show up on the browser page in the form of paragraph. HTML editors. Now to write down the program, we have HTML editors. They are WYSIWYG and text editor. So WYSIWYG, the full form is what you see is what you get. So let us do one by one. Now WYSIWYG editor allows us to create a web page without learning the coding structure. They have graphical interface and tools to develop web page, to add image, list, hyperlink, audio and video, etc. Now in this we have the Google Web Designer and Adobe Dreamweaver. They are the popular WYSIWYG editors. Now the advantages of WYSIWYG editors. Knowledge of HTML coding is not required, and web pages are created very quickly. So you just need to put whatever elements, images, text you want to show up in your browser. You will put in these editors and it will automatically get converted to the HTML codes. Now under the text editor, Notepad and WordPad is used. So knowledge of HTML code syntax and structure is required here. So you must know the complete syntax and the elements to do this. Now here you can see a normal Notepad editor, and then this is the way you are going to save it, where you are going to put the extension as .html. So now I will show you one of the program of Notepad. Now you see, when you open the Notepad, you will find the editor window, and where you are going to write down the code. So this is a standard code where only one thing will be shown, that is that first web page. So you have to go to the file, go to the save as, and there you are going to write down the file name, and you will put .html and save it in your folder. So for example, I'm saving it in downloads, so I will save it. So then when you go to the downloads, you will see it is taking the default browser icon. So you can see the default browser icon is here. So when you double click the default browser icon, so this web page is shown in this place. Okay, so this is the content you will find here. Now this is what just we practiced, that Notepad and WordPad you can do the similar thing. Just write down the program and save it in the .html extension. Now tags and elements. There are two types of tags and elements. So first of all, let us understand what are these tags. They are the basic unit of HTML program. It consists of opening and closing tag, and angle brackets are used in the opening and closing tags. So the example can be again the paragraph element. We have put a ... because something will come here. So there are two types of elements now. One is container element, another is empty element. So one by one we will see each of these. Container elements are the elements which have the opening and the closing tag. Like say for example the bold tag. Now it is the element which makes the text inside it in the bold form. Now what is the empty element? So empty elements are the elements which have only the opening tags and not the closing tags, like HR element. So it is the element which draws a horizontal rule wherever it is applied. Now there is something called attributes. They are the extra features, extra things which we give. The attributes always gives an extra information about elements. They are always specified within the start tag and have a name value pair. So example is anchor tag. So anchor tab, here I have shown you the href, that is hypertext reference attribute. Now whenever this particular uh, web link will be clicked, it will take you to this particular website. So this is just an example where I have shown you. So likewise we have font elements where style, size and the color of the font will be the attributes. Now there are certain coding rules of HTML. So the coding rules are like HTML tags and attributes are not case sensitive. Attribute value should always enclosed within quote. Attribute value can be case sensitive. Space between the tags do not matter. Then tag names cannot contain space and elements can be nested. So here let us see now. I will explain you in my whiteboard one by one. So first one is tags names are not case sensitive. So what does it mean? Say for example, if I am writing HTML, so here I can write in this way also, and uppercase, lowercase, it will not matter. So like say for example, font can be this and font can be this also. Okay, now we see the second one. Attribute value should always be enclosed within quotes. Attributes can be case sensitive. Attributes values can be case sensitive, that we have to take care of, that it can be case sensitive. Spaces between the tags do not matter. So for that it is like this. Here go to the next frame. So say for example we are writing B and then there is a space, lot of space here. So there, that is not allowed. Now that is not allowed. And you have to put the angle bracket without any space. So these are the different examples of tags and elements. So font is a tag to describe the font. So we cannot write with a space and then angle bracket. So this is not correct. Tag name cannot contain spaces, and here the spaces between the tags do not matter. That is, this one is this one where we are writing down the bold element like this, and here I am writing the sentence. So these spaces do not matter. Okay, so now next come to this place. Elements can be nested. Now this example I will explain you how elements can be nested. For example, we want something bold and italic. Two properties we want, bold and italic. So how do we write down? Say for example, bold. So we use the tag B for it. Okay. And then I am writing I, that is for italic. So inside I am writing learning HTML. So here when I am closing it, I have to start with I and then B. So closing element I have to give with the slash. So incorrect will be, this is the correct one. Okay, this is the correct one. But the incorrect method is, nesting can be done, but you have to follow the method. Now see, here I have written capital, here I have written small, that will not matter. So the same thing I am writing again, learning HTML. Okay, and here I am writing B first and then I. So this is not correct. So this is incorrect. Okay, so we cannot interchange the order. So it is just like maths, we cannot interchange the bracket order. Like if we have started with the curly braces and then the second brace, so we cannot close the curly brace first then the first brace. So these are the things which we need to know for writing the HTML programs. These are the rules of the coding. So let's view again one by one. Now the structure of the HTML code is basically having a head section and the body section. Head section contains all the information about the document, and the body section contains only the content which you are going to show in the browser. So exclamation doc type HTML is basically the first line which you are writing in the HTML5 coding style. Then the parent element, that is the HTML. Then we have the head element where we are defining the title element. Now whatever you are writing in the title element will be shown up in the title bar, and then the head element is there. Then we are starting the body element. Now these I have depicted with the dash because here you have to write the content whatever you want to show up in your web page, and then you will close the body tag, and the HTML tag is ending here. So let us one by one again understand the each elements. The exclamation doc type HTML is an element which is starting the HTML document. It specifies the type of document and it is an empty element. Now this also defines the HTML file. Now browser is going to interpret everything, whatever you are writing inside this particular element, it is going to show up on the page. The next item is the head element. It contains the identification and the additional information about the document, and most of it's not displayed in the browser. Title element contains the title of the web page, and that is shown on the title bar when we view the HTML document on the browser. Now the body element is the element which contains all the content that is shown in the web page. So thank you very much viewers to be with me. In my next video I am going to show up the cascading style sheet, and that is called as CSS, and some more elements, some more examples of elements I am going to talk about in my next video.